In today's show, I'll be breaking down the latest Bitcoin technical analysis as we are pumping up over $2,600 on the day. And quoting the Giga Chad Michael Saylor from a recent presentation he gave, he says, Ethereum, BNB, Solana, Ripple, Cardano will be deemed securities this summer and will never be accepted by Wall Street. Let that sink in. We'll also be discussing Bitcoin and Ether options worth $2.4 billion set to expire today, May 3rd. We'll also be discussing Bitcoin bottom is in, according to Arthur Hayes. He says we are now headed for a slow grind higher. Send it. We'll also be discussing Mr. 100 buys Bitcoin dip for the first time since the halving, and they've been accumulating Satoshis like crazy. We'll also be discussing Hong Kong Bitcoin ETFs to reach a whopping $1 billion in assets under management by the end of 2024, according to Kraken. We'll also be discussing Bitcoin to $92,000 per coin, according to this crypto analyst, revealing the path towards the new all-time high target. We'll also be taking a look at the overall crypto market. All this, plus so much more, in today's show. If you're new to the channel, important, smash that subscribe button to receive daily premium crypto news alerts every day, 7 days a week, just like this. Also, important to smash the like to help out tremendously with the YouTube algorithm, and I always greatly appreciate all the support. Today is pod episode number 1628. I'm your host, JV. It's May 3rd, 2024. Happy Friday. Market is pumping. Respect the pump. Bitcoin up over $2,500 on the day. Looking to reclaim 62 G's, baby. Not too shabby considering we touched 56,500 24 hours ago. So let's freaking go. Let's kick it off with our market watch as we do each and every day. Bitcoin up 4% on the day, trading above 61,800. We have Ether back above 3,000, up 2.5% on the day. As you can see, literally all the major cryptos pumping and in the green. And checking out coinmarketcap.com, we're back sitting at a 2.29 trillion market cap with 73 billion worth of volume for the past 24 hours. Bitcoin dominance on the decline at 53.1%, with the Ether dominance also on the decline at 16.1%. How high do you think this Bitcoin dominance will likely climb for the cycle? Holla in the chat. And checking out the top 100 crypto gainers for the past 24 hours, we got Ordi leading the pack, up 16%, followed by Pendle, up 13%, followed by Hedera, up 13%. Below that, we got WorldCoin, Near, Toncoin, and the graph. Now, which particular alts are you guys most bullish on for this particular bull run? Holla and let me know. And checking out the crypto bubbles to get a visual perspective on the daily, virtually everything crushing, pumping, and in the green. And zooming out on the monthly, still a bit of a wreck city as overall pretty massive losses over the past 30 days for the altcoin market. And checking out the crypto greed and fear index, today we're a neutral, rated a 48. Yesterday is a 43 in fear, the lowest it's been for a minute. And last week was a 70 in greed, followed by last month a 71 in greed. We keep an eye on this metric because the higher the number goes, the more likely of a pullback, and the lower the number goes, the more likely of another pump. That's right. So there you have it, family. Let me know, what do you feel the Bitcoin price action has in store for us for this month of May. But anyways, fam, let's dive into some TA, shall we? AKA astrology for men. Here we go. As you can see on the 1 hour chart, Bitcoin gained up to 5% on May 3rd as the U.S. employment data delivered a major risk asset boosts. We got data from TradingView tracking an impulsive Bitcoin price move, which took Bitcoin past 62,000 on Bitstamp. The U.S. non-farm payrolls data for April came in markedly below expectations, offering some of the labor market weakness that the Fed said would bolster the case for interest rate cuts. Quoting the Fed chairman, Jerome Powell, we are prepared to maintain the current target range for the federal funds rate for as long as appropriate. We are also prepared to respond to an unexpected weakening in the labor market. Now, non-farm payrolls went against other recent macro data prints, which serve to undermine the bulls' confidence. Stocks immediately felt relief with the Dow Jones futures surging 500 points. And quoting the Kabisi letter, we now have a weakening labor market and lower GDP growth and rising inflation. How is this a soft landing? That's a great point. And as pointed out here, the Dow futures surged over 500 points after jobs data comes in weaker than expected and unemployment rate rises. Like, whoa. Now, the latest estimates from the CME Group's FedWatch tool put the odds of a rate cut at the June meeting of the Federal Open Market Committee, known as FOMC, as just shy below 15%. The July meeting odds were 33% for a minimal 0.25% cut. Now, Bitcoin entering a new era as the whales continue to buy and stack them sats. Responding to the latest Bitcoin price upswings, commentators hope that higher levels would hold the support, leaving the week's trip to 2-month lows as a knee-jerk reaction. Quoting Rat Capital, looks like it was just a downside wick. Weekly close, just like this would confirm this pool of liquidity as secured support. So there you have it. Now, Rat Capital added in a separate post, which sharing Bitcoin was almost out of the danger zone, which accompanied each block subsidy halving event. And quoting analyst Josh Rager, historically, over the past year, Bitcoin has a habit of breaking below the support on the higher time frames and reclaiming soon after. And another analyst here from Crypto Quant says Bitcoin whales accumulated 47,000 Bitcoin in the past 24 hours. We're entering a new era. And you already know the whales are the smart money. Now, quoting the Giga Chad, who recently gave a speech at some event, he says that Ethereum, BNB, Solana, Ripple, Cardano will all be deemed securities this summer and will never be accepted by Wall Street. That's according to the Giga Chad himself, Michael Saylor. So let me know if you agree or disagree, as there is a lot of controversy, especially right now, on whether Ethereum will be deemed a commodity or an unregistered security. Anyways, fam, next story of the day. Let's discuss these Bitcoin options and Ether options. 2.4 billion set to expire today. That's right. Bitcoin and Ether option contracts worth a combined 2.4 billion set to expire today, which could lead to increased market volatility. Bitcoin options contracts is a derivative contract that allows investors to speculate on the Bitcoin price movements without owning the Bitcoin itself. There's two types. You got call and put options. Call options give investors the right to buy a crypto at a specific price before a certain date. And then put options, on the other hand, allow investors to sell a crypto at a particular price before the expiry date. Investors often use the put-call ratio as a metric to assess the general state of the market. If traders are purchasing more puts than calls, it is considered a bearish sign. And if they are purchasing more calls than puts, then the market sentiment is considered bullish. Now, a put to call ratio below 0.7 is considered bullish, while a ratio of more than 1 is regarded as a bearish indicator. On May 3rd, a total of 23,367 Bitcoin contracts worth $1.39 billion are set to expire. Data from the Deribit exchange reveal that the put-to-call ratio for Bitcoin option contracts is currently 0.5, with a maximum pain point of 61,000. The maximum pain point refers to the price at which the asset will cause financial losses to the greatest number of holders. Now, similarly, a total of 334,000 Ether contracts with a notional value of 1 billion are expected to expire on Friday, today as well. These expiring contracts have a put-to-call ratio of 0.37 and a maximum pain point of $3,000. The expiry of options contracts has historically been followed by the short-term price volatility in the spot crypto market. Bitcoin and Ether have experienced bearish pressure in the past couple of weeks. The Bitcoin price fell below 60. In fact, we tapped 56.5 as the recent bottom, marking an almost 20% weekly correction post-halving. Meanwhile, the Ether price also fell below 2,900. The crypto market often bounces back from the options-led volatility within days of the expiry. So there you have it. I am curious to the chat. Anyone here trade futures? Or, you know what I mean? Let me know. I'm curious. But anyways, next story of the day is the bottom in. Well, let's discuss it, because according to Arthur Hayes, the bottom is in. The former BitMEX CEO Arthur Hayes believes Bitcoin has hit a local bottom and will slowly grind back up over the next few months. In a new post on the 3rd today, Hayes commented on the recent market slump, claiming the price action played out as I expected. Bitcoin hit a local low of around 58.6 earlier this week, but this rallied to above 60,000 and then remaining range bound between 60 and 70,000 until August, he said. Hayes added that the 12% Bitcoin retreat this week was a well-needed market cleansing. He blamed it on the tax season in the U.S., worry over the Federal Reserve decisions, the Bitcoin halving sell the news event, and a slowdown of spot Bitcoin ETF inflows. The 23% correction was the fourth such retrace of similar magnitude over the past 12 months. Hayes expects crypto markets to slowly grind higher after the recent sell-off driven by increased dollar liquidity from the Fed's quantitative tightening taper and the U.S. Treasury's debt issuance plans. So by tapering QT, the Fed effectively injects more liquidity into the markets, which could theoretically make it way too riskier, such for assets such as cryptos, providing the buying pressure. Hayes views this as stealth money printing, which is positive for the high-risk assets. Quoting him here, are the recent Fed and Treasury policy announcements stealth forms of money printing? Yes, the slow addition of billions of dollars of liquidity each month will dampen negative price movement from here on out, he added, before predicting that the prices will bottom chop and begin to slow grind higher. The former BitMEX boss isn't the only one predicting a sideways market for the next few months. Founder and CEO of Valshire Capital Management, Jeff Ross, said he was still respecting the ongoing bullcrab market, despite the doom and gloom in the post that we shared. The Fed's rhetoric pivot was the official transition from bad to less bad liquidity conditions. Analysts and traders calling for the end of the Bitcoin bull market may be dismayed to learn that the actual bull market hasn't even started yet. That's right. Let me know if you agree with that sentiment. Now, institutional crypto brokerage Matrix Port reiterated its outlook that post-halving, Bitcoin tends to move sideways afterward for 4 to 5 months based on the previous instances. So we'll see. Will history repeat? Once again, let me know your thoughts. But anyways, we still got a lot to cover. Let's discuss this Mr. 100 mass accumulation going on, which continues. Headline reads, Mr. 100 buys the Bitcoin dip for the first time since the halving. Is the Bitcoin bottom in? Let's discuss it. Check it. The Bitcoin well entity nicknamed Mr. 100 bought the Bitcoin dip for the first time since the Bitcoin halving. Meanwhile, multiple market analysts suggest that the local Bitcoin bottom may be in. I believe it's in. We tapped 56 and then had a big strong bounce as we witness here today. So yeah, the Mr. 100 whale wallet added over 4,100 BTC worth over $242 million around the $58,000 mark, according to on-chain data from BitInfo charts as outlined right here. Now, this represents the wallet's first Bitcoin purchases since April 19th, the day before the 2024 Bitcoin halving. The given whale address has been continually receiving Bitcoin since November 2022, when the FTX exchange collapsed. The wallet has been adding at least 100 BTC nearly every single day since February 14, except for the post halving period. Now, Mr. 100 is currently the 12th largest Bitcoin holder with over 65,155 BTC, according to BitInfo charts. The address is sitting on $1.4 billion worth of unrealized profit, up around 33% on its all-time Bitcoin holdings, with an average buying price of $36,572 per BTC. The wallet is currently worth over $3.86 billion. Good Lord. The Bitcoin's current correction is the longest and deepest retracement of the current cycle, according to Rack Capital, who shared the following. When we'd get close to a 20% downside, that was typically a fantastic buying opportunity before price reversals towards the upside. So if we are deeper than 20%, it is an even better opportunity than we had this cycle, because the deeper we go, the closer we go to bottoming in the Bitcoin price action. And he makes a good point. The analyst doesn't expect much more downside action for Bitcoin based on historical chart patterns as outlined here in the 1 month chart. Now, while going lower seems unlikely, the Bitcoin price could consolidate for the next 2 months due to the challenging macroeconomic environment, according to Jack Cooner, head of derivatives over at Bitfinex. He shared here, we could see a 1 to 2 month consolidation of the Bitcoin price, trading in a range of swings of 10,000 on either side. We expect the positive impact of the halving, which has brought about a reduction of the Bitcoin supply, will be seen in the later months. And at this point, the economy is also expected to be performing better, having achieved achieved a soft landing and avoiding a recession, providing further impetus to the crypto assets. And on the weekly chart, the 52,000 mark acts as the most important level to watch. So that would be the line in the sand if we did break down below 56. But at this point, it seems more unlikely versus probable, at least in my opinion. Now, Mr. 100 confirmed as Upbit's cold wallet, according to Crystal Intelligence. That's right. They confirmed that the 100 address belongs to the Upbit exchange, according to Wallet Forensics analysis from Crystal Intelligence. Here's what they shared. We have found that the number and value of transactions associated with this wallet are indicative of a VASP type service. Additionally, we can confirm with high accuracy that the incoming transactions originate from Upbit, and these have maintained a consistent value since the collapse of FTX. So all of the 14 secondary wallet addresses associated with the main wallet of Mr. 100 have passed the Know Your Customer verification on the Upbit exchange. Now, they also shared Mr. 100 uses a small wallet address to buy the Bitcoin. I find it very similar to what Upbit usually does with their altcoins. If we follow Upbit's cash flow, we'll see the coincidence. So there you have it. Now, is this particular whale, could it be Upbit themselves or just a whale accumulating off of the Upbit exchange? Could it be Abu Dhabi? As Max Kaiser says, that's his top contestant, meaning that's the number one choice that he thinks it is based upon his data. Do you think it could be Qatar? Do you think it could be a billionaire such as Jeff Bezos? I want to know your thoughts, as they're not going to be slowing down accumulating. And again, already the 14th largest Bitcoin whale on the planet. Let's freaking go. But next story of the day. Speaking of ETFs, let's discuss the latest with what's going on in Hong Kong. Then we'll break down this 92,000 price prediction. Headline reads, Hong Kong Bitcoin ETFs to reach $1 billion assets under management by 2024's end, according to the Cracking unit. So yeah, London-based CF Benchmarks, a unit of the crypto exchange Kraken, is positioning itself as a notable beneficiary of the surge in the spot Bitcoin ETFs this year and shares an increasingly bullish outlook for the ETF market in Hong Kong and the US through 2024. That's right, according to Bloomberg, with the recent debut of these ETFs in the US, which officially launched, that was January 11th, right? And their subsequent launch in Hong Kong, CF Benchmarks has become a key reference data provider for approximately 24 billion of cryptocurrency ETFs. This figure is dominated by the Bitcoin funds, including 15.9 billion vehicle offered by BlackRock in the United States. And BlackRock's already holding an insane amount of biddies, something like 240 or 260,000, and they accomplished that in less than 4 months, family. Now, CF Benchmarks licenses its benchmarks to the ETFs and earns fees based on the assets under management. The company currently represents around half of the crypto benchmarking market. I didn't know there was a benchmarking market, for Christ's sake, and is actively collaborating with the new Bitcoin ETFs over in Hong Kong. Now, Su Sheng, the CEO of the benchmarks, told Bloomberg that he envisions expanding crypto ETFs into the other markets, such as South Korea and Israel. Chung notes that South Korea in particular has seen ETFs become the preferred option for long-term savings and has shown a high level of adoption of digital assets. Notably, while CF Benchmarks initially anticipated $5 billion worth of assets for the US spot Bitcoin ETFs utilizing its indexes, the actual amount has exceeded 4 times that figure. So looking ahead, Chung expects the Hong Kong products to accumulate as much as $1 billion in funds under management by the end of this year in 2024. Now let's discuss some contrasting trends. The introductions of the ETFs in the US sparked a significant rally, propelling Bitcoin to the current all-time high of 73,800, which we achieved mid-March. However, since then, Bitcoin experienced a decline, shedding approximately 20% to tapping a bottom of 56,500 yesterday. But guess what? We bounced right back, and today we're on the cusp of reclaiming $62,000. Now, on the other hand, Hong Kong's emerging market recording a trading volume of Hong Kong 48.9 million. That's Hong Kong dollars, which is approximately 6 million USD for 6 Hong Kong-based ETFs on May 3rd. And amongst the 6 Hong Kong spots for the ETFs for virtual assets, the Bitcoin ETF commanded the lion's share of the trading volume, accounting for 43 million worth of Hong Kong dollars. And additionally, the Ethereum ETF recorded a trading volume of 5.5 million Hong Kong dollars. And in contrast, the Hong Kong market, the trading volume of the US-based Bitcoin ETF soared to an impressive 1.7 billion on May 2nd. So clearly the Hong Kong market is much smaller than the United States market. But nonetheless, even in the US market, when they went live officially on January 11th, it was also sell the news event. But over time, the inflows took control, making the Bitcoin price surge to new all-time highs, re-entering price discovery mode. And people like Samson Mouse said, don't underestimate this Hong Kong ETF. There's a lot of money to flow out of this sector, especially in Asia. However, we know mainland China investors can invest in it, but where there is a will, there is a way. So don't underestimate it as the bigger picture. We'll see how it plays out here in the coming weeks and months. Anyways, fam, now for our featured story of the day, Bitcoin's path to $92,000. I'm going to detail out for you according to this crypto analyst. So let's break this baby down. An analyst has explained what the path Bitcoin might need to follow to surge to a new all-time high target of 92,000. And I want to start with the thread he shared. This is a trader by the name of Ali. It goes by the username Ali_charts. He says, has Bitcoin reached a market top? Let's dive in. Let's start from the beginning. Spikes in Bitcoin realized profits have historically coincided with market tops. Last month, when Bitcoin hit $73,880, realized profits skyrocketed to $3.5 billion. This could signal a potential Bitcoin market top, as outlined here in this chart. And he continues, still, I am waiting for another confirmation before calling a Bitcoin market top. For instance, a sustained close below the Bitcoin short-term hodler realized price, which currently hovers around 59,800, can confirm a potential Bitcoin market top. If the market top is confirmed, Bitcoin can drop toward 51,500 or even as low as 42,700. However, if Bitcoin can surge above 66,250 and reclaim this area as support, the bearish outlook will be invalidated. So that's the current line in the sand to invalidate the bearishness, according to the analysts. And by rising above 66,250, Bitcoin will gain the strength to push towards 69,150. And if this resistance barrier is breached, then Bitcoin can advance towards a new all-time high of $92,190. Let me know if you agree or disagree with this analyst. And hypothetically speaking, if we were to hit 92,000 here, by what month can you realistically see us attaining this price action? Please do let me know. And now we're going to dive a little deeper into this article. Ali is waiting for another confirmation before the top can be confirmed. In that scenario, the top gets validated. These are the targets the analyst has marked based on the on-chain data in this chart brought to you by Glassnode. Shout out Glassnode Analytics. This chart shows the Bitcoin UTXO, which is the realized price distribution data, which tells us how many coins were last bought at what price levels in particular. Generally, the cost basis is an important level for any investor, so they are likely to show some reaction when a retest of it happens. This reaction is the largest when many investors share this cost basis around the same level. And when this retest does happen, the hodlers may respond by buying more, as they can see the drop as a dip opportunity. BTFD, fam. And as such, large cost basis zones below the current price can prove to be the centers of support. Quoting the analyst again, if the market top is confirmed, Bitcoin could drop towards 51,500 or even as low as 42,700. However, if Bitcoin instead breaks that 66,250 level, which we're only about 4,000 away from the time of this live stream, that is a source of a major resistance right now, since these lost hodlers may be desperate to exit at their break even, then this bearish outlook could become invalidated. An on-chain price and model could provide some hints about what might happen when such a break occurs. Now, the market value to realized value, which is the MVRV price bands, is a model that, in short, tells us about where the different multipliers of the average cost basis of the entire market currently lie. So pay attention. The chart shows the market cost basis is currently sitting at 28,800. But historically, three multipliers of this metric have been relevant for the asset, and that's 0.8x, 2.4x, and 3.2x. The 0.8x level is where the bottom occurs, while the 3.2x line is a probable spot for tops to form. But the bull rallies and proper have occurred after a breach of the 2.4x level. So at present, the 2.4x level lies at $69,150. And by rising above 66,250, Bitcoin will gain the strength to push towards 69,150, the previous cycle all-time high, which we hit back in, November 10th of 2021. And if this resistance barrier is breached, Bitcoin can advance towards a new all-time high of $92,190. This all-time high target is based on the fact that the 3.2x level is equivalent to $92,190 at the moment. It remains to be seen whether the top is already in and Bitcoin would retest the lower levels or if more is left to this rally. So there you have it, my crypto fam. Let me know your thoughts on this 92,000 price prediction. And I was just looking at the price. We just eclipsed 62,000 as predicted here on the show. So make some noise for that. Pump the likes of pump the stream. We back in the green. $2,700 gain on the day. Not too shabby. Hopefully you took advantage of that dip. 56.5. I mean, we're already up like over 5,000. Not too shabby, family. And we just getting started. Now we need to send Bitcoin above 66.5 so we can invalidate the bearish scenario and we could hit and tap 92,000 already. Let's make it happen. Yeah, where do you foresee the Bitcoin price going this month of May? May is just kicking into, we're just getting started, only 3 days in. But I want to know your thoughts. February, unexpectedly, was one of the most bullish Februaries we have ever seen. In fact, for the first time in Bitcoin history, we had a $20,000 rise on the monthly candle. That just occurred a few months ago, this February, family. So let me know, where do you feel the Bitcoin price action is likely to take us? And of course, now that we back at 60 G's. 60 G's, baby! 62 G's, baby! 150,000 by June, says Jennifer. Send it. I can definitely see six figures occurring this year in 2024 with all the bullish catalysts. Even though the world is chaotic and crazy, Bitcoin's going to do its own thing. It's on its own vector. It's on its own trajectory, and nothing and nobody can stop it. And that's what makes it so valuable. It's perfect money. 100%. Talk of corrections. I see the correction to be 72,000 up now, down. Send it. 69,420 and again and again and again and again and again and again. Hola JV, shout out to the Coos dog. I was chilling at the pool. Con mi chica, let's go. Welcome family, appreciate you. Welcome to the endless Bitcoin summer, if you know what I mean. Send it, McFootinator. Sometime in the middle of the summer, it'll head up into the 90s. Bring it. I can't wait. 30,000 appreciation. Let's go. Looking very disco, yo. Nipinator is channeling Satoshi right now. Nipinator indicator incoming. You already know, Jennifer. Bill Mahahara is right about the biddies, says Menendez. I don't know who that is, but yeah. Short squeeze. We going to pump. Live Q&A. Yes, now you guys can answer any questions you may have as we continue to pump it up. Bitcoin will do what she will do. Don't rush it. We know that it is going up, 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 up long term. Tell them there, Steve Kingston, and shout out to Big Perm. Where are we at it? Nipsey thinks it's going to 10,000. No, he's not stupid. Breakout and base above 75 G's. Word. Shout out Bill Graper. Welcome. Buy the dips, Anthony Zammit. Dips are for buying. Damn it. Let's freaking go, G-Biddy. I have a 1980 Z28. What is that? Pontiac Formula 350, 5.7 liter. That's what's up. Sell everything and buy the biddies. Bitcoin crisis is a-coming. All your biddies shall be taken away by the big companies. You need to store your Bitcoin now. Technology wave is a-coming. Tell them there, buy crypto. Sage advice. Pump it up. Don't you know? Bump it up. I know all about pumping it up. Don't you know? Pump it up. You got to pump it up. Don't you know? Pump it up. You got to pump it up. Here we go. 70 G's incoming. Why am I late? Yeah, Ellen. Unacceptable. Why are you late? Nipsey is my financial advisor. Good. He is the greatest ever exist. Nipsey is chasing the orange squirrels in his sleep. Facts. And every orange squirrel he captures is worth one biddy. So thank you, Nipsey, for doing God's work.